Standing here with AIC head men's soccer coach Fred Balbino. Fred, you're about ready to start your 2012 season tomorrow, actually, when you head out to Merrimack for a couple of games. You've been in preseason, obviously, for a couple of weeks now. Kind of talk about how the team's been able to come together and talk about how ready you think you are to start the year.
Well, we had a large group of freshmen come in this year, and they've pushed a lot of the returners. They've added some depth. I think the team overall came in great shape. So we're starting to come together. We've had a few exhibition matches. We're actually putting final touches to the starting lineup right now. But there's a lot of optimism and excitement amongst our players.
Now, we've talked about this for a couple years in a row now. We're in that group that always seems to kind of be on the tournament bubble. We're usually the first team that's actually left out of it, which was again the case last year. We finished 9th. It's a kind of young group when you look at it, but do you still kind of, get the sense that we're going to be right there competing for a playoff spot and hopefully making the tournament this year?
We definitely expect to be making the playoffs this year. That's our main objective, but we've even set our standards a little bit higher where we're hoping to host our first playoff game at home this year on this beautiful facility. So those are our goals, to make the Northeast 10 and possibly host a playoff game.
Now, one thing that is sort of hard to notice with the loss of Tom DeNome last year, we lost a lot of our scoring. Who are some of the guys that you think can kind of step up into that role, your go-to striker, your finisher this year?
Well, we have a couple guys stepping in right now. One is Kevin Pereira. He's a senior this year. Scored a few goals for us. He's finally healthy, and I believe he's going to be making an impact on our program. We brought in a freshman from England, Eddie Sharman. He's going to be our main striker, and EK's also stepped it up this year. And then we have probably one of the best players in the conference, in Conor Doyle, which we expect him to lead our attack and hopefully score a little bit more than he did last year.
AIC senior men's soccer player Britt. Tim, we're about to start the 2012 season. You guys have been in camp for a couple of weeks, and your first game is going to be tomorrow, actually, when we head out to Merrimack for a couple of games. Just kind of talk about how preseason's gone, how well you think the team's come together, and how ready you think we are to get things going.
Preseason's looked well. We've had a challenge trying to replace two great players last year in Drew Goff and Thomas DeNome, but we've got a good core guys. Looking for a few freshmen to step up and try to replace them. Preseason's gone pretty well. We've pushed each other pretty hard, and we've had some tests early on against two community colleges in Winu right down the street. We've done pretty well knocking the ball around and just looking to get going for the first game of the year tomorrow.
Okay, now this is a team that, obviously since you've been here, really in that last group fighting for the last couple NE10 playoff spots, always seemed to be the first one out, which was certainly the case last year. We finished 9th, 8 teams get in. Do you really see this as a team that can kind of, take that next step forward? The NE10 coaches seem to think so. They picked us 8th. Do you think that's realistic? Do you think we can do better?
Definitely. The past few years, we've been right on the cusp of playoffs, and unfortunately, we've been on the outside. This year, I hope we can get over that hump, and I think we can fight for the first, maybe top 6 spots in the league. We're doing really well, and I hope we can do well this year.
Okay, now talk about yourself for a minute. Obviously you're a senior, you're a captain this year. Really had to battle through some injuries recently as well. You kept going. You got into about half the games last year, even though you were hurt. Just talk about kind of some personal goals you maybe have for yourself, or how you view yourself in this new leadership position, being elected a captain.
Yeah, it's been tough the past couple of years, just battling through the injuries. Let's hope I can stay healthy this year. That's one major personal goal of mine. But being a captain, it's been a good change to try to motivate the guys, trying to find new ways to push them and get them to be able to respond.
AIC senior men's soccer captain Conor Doyle. Conor, we're about to start the 2012 season. We actually get going tomorrow when we head out to Merrimack for a couple of games. Kind of update us on how preseason's been going, kind of how things have gone gelling with what's a pretty big group of newcomers for this team.
Yeah, things look good so far. Like you said, we've got a big incoming freshman class. I think we have about 16 players. A few aren't eligible yet, but most are. So we're looking good. Preseason's been tough. We've played 3 games so far. We've won 3 games, but we've enjoyed it. We've been running quite a bit. The weather's been hot, but overall we've worked hard, and we're really looking forward to the start of the season tomorrow.
Okay, now the NE10 coaches picked us to finish 8th in the preseason poll. Obviously, we've been one of those kind of bubble teams that unfortunately just hasn't been able to get in. We finished 9th a couple times the last 2 years. Do you think playoffs are a realistic goal, and do you think we can actually finish even higher than the league's kind of thinking we are?
No, definitely. My first 3 years here, we've just finished outside the playoffs when really we should have probably made the playoffs each of those years, but with the incoming freshmen we have this year, the returning players, I think things look good. We're aiming for like a top 4, try and get a home playoff game. With the players we have, the freshmen coming in, that we're really excited. We're looking forward to the season.
Now, just to kind of talk about yourself for a minute, it's your 3rd year actually being our team captain here. You've been in all conference and all region selection. I mean, how important is it, for you to kind of, lead this group and kind of, really showed some of the younger guys the way and how we do things here at AIC?
No, yeah. I think not only me, but Tim, the other seniors, like Robbie, Tim Stepien, even like Jason Ryan, the keeper, but all over the team. As long as everyone tries to do their best to lead the team. We have a few freshmen who've come in and seem to be quite vocal amongst the rest of the lads. So not only myself, Tim is the other captain, but all the rest of the players, that they try and lead and we play as a team, then I really see we can go as far as we want, as push each other, fight for each other, and as long as we play to our potential, I see this being a very successful year.